I'm Diane Pruitt. We're in the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I am putting the last handle on this TV tray that we created. This has been sealed with our Rethunk Junk Countertop, but that's not substantial enough for us to use these TV trays for food, wipe them clean, and put drinks on. So we're going to resin pour these. We have 2 already done, so that's what they look like with the resin on them. We can serve up a fabulous cup of coffee. I'm not going to risk spilling this giant cup of coffee. Put a small cup on that tray. Put your soda on that tray. But let's not spill my coffee this morning. So this tray needs to be coated with our Alumilite clear resin. And this tray, I haven't drilled the holes yet, but we can drill those later. It needs to be sealed also. It too has been primarily sealed with our Tough Top, which I recommend if you're getting ready to work a project. I was going to use these handles, but I don't think they work. I think they hang over too much. I don't know. What do you think? I don't think I like that. I think I'm going to have to go with something else, but we can get to that. So these 2 trays need to be resin poured, and then our jewelry chest and our desk need to be coated with, let me grab the container because I knew I should have gotten it out. I've been so busy this morning already. But we're going to use our Rethunk Junk Countertop sealant, which I can't put my hand on. But we're not ready for it at this moment. Anyway, last night before we left, Mel had to come gather me. But I was using the Sharpie to outline the boom stripes, and it works fabulously. All right, so I have a kit of Alumilite. I have my little mixing cup. I also have alcohol, and I have my Pentart spray pen. These come empty, but if you are pouring resin, especially your clear resin, I recommend these little spray pens, and here's why. There's been an awful lot of different ways recommended to off-gas your clear resin pours over the years. And we've tried a lot of them. We have never used a torch, a little handheld torch to off-gas, because that's just not what you do. We certainly could not do that here. We'd light a fire. And the fireman in my household says, "Dee, don't do that." So we won't. But what I have found to be one of the most effective off-gas uses is this little spray pen. I fill it with the alcohol. It's just regular rubbing alcohol. And then we spritz this over the top when we're ready to off-gas it. Let me show you how that works. We have the 2-part kit, and as always necessary, the little stir sticks. Let me grab my gloves because we absolutely need the gloves on when we're pouring resin. You cannot, should not pour resin without them. Of course they're not in there. They're not in there. My gloves ran away with my clear coat, but I have some right here. Always have a backup. I have backup gloves in my resin drawer so that we always have some handy. I hate these. They look like Ronald McDonald gloves. But They're very effective in keeping your fingers out of the resin, and I just twist them and tuck them to keep them tighter on my hands. Thanks for joining me. I'm Diane Pruitt. We are in the studio at Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina. We're right off I-95 at the PD State Farmers Market. Drop in to see us anytime while you're traveling this summer or this fall. Make a plan. Make a plan and stop by to see us. All right, I need my measuring cups too. And those were not in the kit because I have already used that kit of resin. No worries. In the resin drawer, we have lots of cups. So one at a time, carefully, and we'll set this to the side. Mirror effects, we'll set that to the side. We need that. These gloves are going to drive me crazy, y'all. They're noisy, they're huge, they're protecting my hands. I really need to remember that. They are protecting my precious little never get dirty hands, right? All right, I'm going to pour this, and I'm going to make sure to scrape all the material in here. You measured it, it was accurate. This is pretty thick. Make sure you get all of that goodness into your mixing cup. Measure it, scrape it, mix it. Now I'm positive we're going to need more than this, so I should probably go ahead. I should, but I'm not going to. Don't over pour, Diane. Don't over pour. And we will take this. Yes, it is amber colored. Yes, over a period of time, you will experience yellowing, and this is why. It is amber colored. That's kind of the way it comes. They do make different resins now. Resin has gotten to be a huge need for our crafting. Stir this really well and for a little while. Good morning. This morning is our clear coat day. We are going to pour clear resin into our TV trays. They've been waiting. They've already been sealed, and I already did some embellishing to the artwork, added a little bit of color to it. But we're going to go ahead and pour some clear coat on there. So when we're finished, our trays will look like that. And they'll be usable for your soda, for your food. They'll be TV trays. And this is our clear coat day. So not only are we going to clear coat these, we're going to clear coat our little jewelry chest that we did, and we're going to use our Rethunk Junk Countertop sealant to seal the top of the desk/dressing table. I don't think we'll get to that this morning. I had a lot of work to do first thing when I came in, so I'm a little late right now. I might go live and record it anyway, but it'll be a little while. I've got a lot of super duper work to do. We took in a huge trailer load of vintage and some really cool architectural pieces. Sapphire, you are amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just do a lot of things. I had a lot of prayer this morning on the way in. Our girl is at mission camp, and we spoke to her by, she called us on FaceTime last night late, and the joy that this child has for what she's doing right now amazes me. And so I spent a lot of this morning in prayer, and God has gifted me with things to do to keep me out of trouble. And And I've had some of my friends and some of my customers tell me that God put me here, and I fully believe that for a reason. So what I do and how I do is all for the glory of God. Thank you, though. I just like to play and have fun and do crafts and share. Now, obviously, not enough because it's just in a lump on the center. So we'll swish this down, and I'll go ahead and I'm going to pour again. Now, I hate pouring too much in at one time. One, because it makes it really hard to stir. This clear resin is thick, and it takes a little bit longer to mix. And when you add too much to the cup too quickly, it gets super hard to stir and mix up. You have a lot of open time to work with this. What that means is it's not going to cure as quickly as your white casting resin does. So you have a little bit more time with this clear coat, and I would rather pour twice than to try to stir two loads of measurements all at the same time. It's a preference. If I had a bigger cup, I would absolutely pour too much resin at one time, clear and white. I would do that. That's just who I am, y'all. So if I stick with a smaller cup, I don't overwork it. I don't overwork it. I really appreciate y'all being here today. This pop art collection may not be everybody's cup of tea, and it's not typical for me. Now, all the colors are. I love lots of color in my work. But I started these TV trays because I had comic books that had lost their covers. They were just pages. Really not a lot to them. And I didn't want to throw them in the trash. I just knew they were good for something. And they are. They are good for this project. So we'll make TV trays. If you're a child of the 70s, you know what that is. And they go perfectly with our jewelry chest and our desk / dressing table. You can use that table anywhere in the house. When I'm finished with it, it will be the statement piece that you'll want to share with all your guests. If you're a comic book junkie, it'll be a thing. Now I'm going to pour some of this in here. I should probably pour all of it. I don't want to over pour. I'm feeling like this will be just fine. I think when I did the first two, I think I did end up using 2 measuring cups. So 60, 120. This is 120 milliliters of product, and it will protect the comics inside for a long, long time to come. And it'll look super cool. There we go. I think we got all of it out. I scrape, scrape, scrape. So I get all of that good material out. I want to make sure we use it and not lose it. I get it all over the cup. It'll take a while for it to dry, and then I can just peel it back off. It's like peeling glue. We love that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take the gloves off, and we're going to chunk those. Now, here's the secret magic with the alcohol. Let me go ahead and run this down the sides. Let's get it flattened out. It's like pouring cake batter. You've got to let it settle in. All the grooves. You want the whole tray covered. So I'm going to let it run down to the side toward me, and then I'll run it down to the bottom side so that we cover all of this. See how thick it is? You see how it's moving? That is some thick material. Give it time. Be patient. Oh, remember we studied patience in painting yesterday. You got to have patience in your pour as well. And you got to make sure not to stick your fingers in it no matter how much you want to, Diane. Don't stick your fingers in the resin. The clear resin takes a long time to cure, and you want to allow that cure time. I'm going to run some back down so we have a nice good coat all the way top to bottom. This will take a long time to cure, and I'm always tempted to stick my fingers in it, and I always do. So now that it is spread out evenly, I'm going to go ahead and give a liberal spray. And if you could see the alcohol, it is off-gassing the resin immediately. And what that means is when you mix up that resin, it has little bubbles in it because it's a chemical reaction. And you're stirring that chemical reaction. And once you pour it in, all those little bubbles exist, and you need to release the gases. And the way to do that I like the best, the least volatile, is to spray it with some regular isopropyl alcohol with my little Pentart sprayer. It's the perfect size. There's enough alcohol in here for me to spray both trays once I get them poured. So this one, we're very gently going to move to the side because that's going to take all day and part of the night to cure. We're not going to touch it. Do not stick your fingers in it because it'll be sticky. I promise. I promise. You don't want to stick your fingers in that. All right, I'm going to get one more glove because we need these. And they're giant. Look at that. Those are giant gloves. I don't know whose hand these fit. The lunch lady. That's whose hand these fit. My green gloves are in the office. And I thought I had a pair. Oh, wait. Mel put them over here with her sponge. My green gloves. Dun, dun, dun. These, my friends, are my favorite gloves. My precious husband bought these for me. He found them at the fastener store where he went for some specialty bolts. I am super proud that he got me these because one, they fit, and two, they don't rip real easily. Now, after a while of cleaning and doing things, the fingers will pull off. I have pulled fingers off before. But these protect my hands amazingly well. I love these. I can work with these. I will ruin them with resin, but I don't care. I won't ruin my hands. Resin's really not good for your skin. And I'm bad about not wearing gloves to do things. But I really, really hope that you follow the safety instructions when you pour resin. One of the most important things is to protect your skin, your eyes, and you really need to make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. If you need to open a window, whatever you need to do, make sure you do. Resin's no joke. I'm pretty well addicted to pouring resin. I could pour resin all day, every day. But I do recognize the danger in pouring resin. One, if you have breathing trouble, this is not a product you really want to play with. If you have some sort of medical breathing issue, this is probably not a product you want to use. Get someone to do the pour for you. Get your crafting friend, come by the store. I will pour for you. But if you have some medical issues, this may not be something you want to work with. Get someone to help you. Now, as I stir, can you see the bubbles in there? I know the light's underneath me. But as I stir it, especially if I stir it really fast, those bubbles increase, and once I pour it, that needs to be off-gassed because that is um, part of the chemical reaction and the stir process. Even before I started stirring it, there were bubbles. But as I stir it, just increases the amount of bubbles in the resin. I love what this does. I love resin. I'm addicted to pouring resin. I could do this all day. However, responsibility is a very heavy responsibility. So, we do this. All right, let's pour. And I'll spread it out this time a little bit. All right, let's do another mix. Okay, we will squish into here. Boy, I am making a mess. It'll all clean up. The beautiful thing is I have some resin remover. That's a great product to have on hand. I also have alcohol wipes, and those will cut this petroleum-based product and do a great cleanup on my table. I am so thankful that I have this little table to work with. I may refinish it and put it on the floor. It's kind of what I started to do when I got it. And I have another table that I think I'm going to shore up and use as my work table. But I like this one. I have an idea. I really do. I'll pour this resin and then we will have to call it a day for today because I am working the store by myself for a while. I know Scott will be by. He is at a function, y'all. So I'm in Florence County, South Carolina, in the city of Florence, and he is in Darlington, which is the next little community over. And in Darlington today, he is attending the groundbreaking for the Darlington County African American Museum. He is attending as an invited guest because he did the demolition, AC Demolition LLC. He did the demolition on the buildings that existed on the site, and they were so far past repair that they were unusable, condemned. And he did a great job, and they invited him to the groundbreaking because this is such a big deal. That property and the buildings that he had to tear down had been there since the late 1800s. So I'm super proud for him today. He has done an amazing job contributing to the community. And so he's at the groundbreaking. He'll be here after a while. But I'm super, super proud of him. All right. Boy, the more I scrape, the more there is to scrape. I want all of this. Take your time. Patience when pouring. Remember, patience when painting, patience when pouring. Patience is a virtue. It's something I am practicing. It's not my forte. but I'm getting there. All right, gloves off. Do alcohol wipes. Oh, I hope I didn't. It's my measuring stick that I am using to make sure I keep my boom stripe black line straight. It's a 3-sided, and it's fabulous. Ruler. It's a ruler. I always want to say measuring tape because we use a tape all day, every day. All right, let me clean that off my gloves so I don't get it all over the outside of the tray. And wipe them dry. Perfect, perfect. All right, let me wipe the resin off because I'll get that on me later. There we go. All right, let's roll this resin top to bottom, side to side, corner to corner. And this one I still have to drill for the handles. And I don't like the handles that I picked out, so I'm going to go back in my stash of hardware and find something else that I can use. So far I have 3 different styles of handles on them, and I kind of like that. Let's see, I'll turn it around so you can see. It's just pouring down this side. We need to fill in right here. It's like watching The Blob. Anybody ever watch that movie? It's just a giant blob of something taking over a town. Some of the old movies, just like the old cartoons and comics, they were just senseless and pointless and fabulous. We catch that little spot right there on the top edge. We want to make sure all of it's filled in. No dry spots. Little bubbles. And a liberal spray of alcohol. And we will off gas that bad boy. But when you're looking at it closely, it looks like the fizz off of a soda when you off gas it. And it probably delays cure time a little bit. I probably overspray the alcohol. I'm totally okay with that because I would rather overspray the alcohol than have air bubbles pop and have an air bubble pop in my finish, because then I will feel like it's ruined. And it's not. It's just that I would think that. All right, y'all. We're going to call it a day, and we're going to let these cure. I'm not going to stick my fingers in them. I am not. We're going to let it be. I'm going to wipe this clean before I walk away so I don't run my tray into something I don't intend for it to be in. But there we go. Resin poured, resin curing, and we can move forward with our boom stripes. You want to see them? They look good. Come here, I'll turn you carefully. We don't want to knock the camera over, and we don't want to go so fast. But there we are. I'm using the Sharpie to put the black in between so that it, I don't know if I can, yeah, there we go. Doesn't that look good? I've got the mirror set to the side. I did the mirror glass spray on it. Let's see. There's the mirror. We mirror glass sprayed that, so that needs a coat of black all over it because that's the back side of it. And I'll do that today as well. I say that like I really mean it. Let me oosh you back down. Oosh. Oh. How does do not disturb not work? I don't know. But this is my little ruler, three-sided. I love it. I'm using it to keep my boom stripes straight as I put the black on. And then we will get out the countertop clear coat and we'll use that to clear coat not only the desk, but also the jewelry chest because it'll give us that high shine, just like our TV trays. And maybe we'll coat the wood portion of the TV trays with it as well. I know I want to do the bottoms where we have the ads for, um, all the fabulousness that you used to get in an old comic book. So I want to seal this too. It has Tough Top on it, but it needs something a little bit stronger so that that doesn't go away. Now, I don't have a regular cup of coffee to put on this, but if I had a sandwich and I could sit still for 10 minutes, I could have my lunch on this super duper pop art tray. I'm going to finish these up. I'm going to finish all the projects up. It's Thursday, y'all. I still have to do that bench. We're not quite done, but it's okay. That requires me to be outside with saw, and it's 98 degrees outside in South Carolina. I don't really want to be outside cutting lumber, but I'm going to have to. We can't do that live, but I will fix that. We'll reupholster it, and we're going to start on something fairly new at the first of the week. We do have our annual warehouse sale starting Monday. So tell all your friends Monday online and in store. And if you're coming through South Carolina, please stop by and say hello. I'd love to meet you in person. I'm Diane Pruitt. We are live in the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I'll probably pop back in later on today, show you how the countertop clear works. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here. Makes my heart happy to see you each day. Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. I'll see you on Monday. Bye, y'all.